One of them is definitely me.
The way the training clothes are off, the audio's on, everything's live.
Ooh.
Have you seen Captain Marvel?
There's no stopping now.
There's no stopping now.
Nah.
A great time to bring up Captain Marvel. Well, never mind then.
Sorry. I'm probably not going to see it, so feel free to spoil it if you want to.
Oh, well, I'm not going to do it now that we're streaming. Thanos comes in the end and kills everyone. No, that doesn't happen.
Fuck, I haven't seen Infinity War. What are you talking about?
You're trying to tell me Thanos is in Infinity War?
Who's Thanos?
Great question.
I only know about Thanos' car.
Who?
Look, that's probably a little bit too niche of me to pop out for the stream. I'll set it.
Is it something to do with AFL?
No, it's just Thanos' car. I don't really know how else to explain it. It's just Thanos but a car.
Okay. Great. Good start.
The joke really landed very well.
Do you want to do the introduction this time?
Alright, so I'm Bianca. And this is my friend Brendan.
Hey.
And we are doing Pokemon X and Y.
See, that's all I wanted.
That's the best way to say it. I still love it. And we have an extremely special episode today. One that's close to my heart, because our hero, Egg Boy, has swept into our lives the last couple of days. We didn't have him before. We have him now. The boy who united a nation by egging confirmed dickhead and Nazi sympathizer Fraser Anning.
Two nations. Two nations.
Two nations, in fact. Yeah, two nations. And you were originally going to do a Porygon episode, because that was where we left off, I remember, at the end of our last one. We spent a little bit talking about Porygon.
Yeah, that'll be next time.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we decided last minute to sort of go in a very different direction, a very egg-shaped direction. It was an excellent choice.
I'm going to do that as often as I can. Because
yes,
for some reason, I think I've said this before, people assume that I love puns. I'm indifferent to puns. However, what I do love is ironic egg puns, because they're the easiest to do, and they're all the same. So that's why I like them.
You definitely give off a pun-loving vibe. I can attest to that. Definitely, I believe it.
I don't know why.
It's just your overall aesthetic. It feels like it feels like puns would not be amiss.
That's upsetting. So I think that today is I feel like today. I don't want Egg Boy to go away, but I feel like he's going to fade from the public conscious soon, unfortunately. I feel like this is probably the last time. Unless Egg Boy comes out and does another egg or something like that, which would be great.
Some more egg-related stunts.
Yeah, more egg-related stunts. But let's not get into it, but just on Egg Boy, I think it was a great relief for the world, actually. So this is a tribute to the Egg Boy. So there's a lot of when you're talking about eggs and Pokemon, there's a lot to discuss, but we thought we would talk predominantly about the most eggy of Pokemon, Execute. Mm-hmm. Before we start, without looking it up, Bianca, can you spell Execute?
Absolutely not, but I will try.
Yes.
So it definitely starts with E-double-G. It has to. After that, it all goes downhill. I feel like it's going to be oh shit. It's going to be maybe a C? Maybe a C or an X? And then it's E... Wait, no, it can't be a C because then it's E-C-U-T-E? No, that just spells Egg-acute. Hang on.
Okay. Bianca.
I don't know. Yeah.
How would you feel if I was to tell you it doesn't start with E-double-G?
Oh, no!
I don't think that's...
No way!
Exactly. I don't think that's any fault of yours. It's X-egg-cute. E-X-E-double-G-C-U-T-E. That doesn't seem like where the egg part should go, does it?
No, it doesn't. That's not. Yeah, I was really wrong. That one bit that I was sure on, I was completely wrong on.
Now, I wasn't trying to humiliate you, but I do think that you perfectly illustrated what I was trying to get across, so thank you for that. Is that the spelling is weird, and the egg is in the wrong place.
Yes, it is, absolutely.
Apparently I am the pun master, because I'm complaining about where the puns go and that sort of stuff. So, let's... Oh, I've got time for I can fit in another pun. Let's address the egg-elephant in the room.
That's a stretch, but I'll allow it.
See, this is why egg puns are funny. And they're the only ones.
Yeah.
So, execute, it's just eggs. Or is it?
Yeah. No, it's just eggs.
Or is it?
I mean, you're going to tell me they're not, but I don't know how many people would have seen the very first episode. I think I made my feelings on this Pokemon known. I don't like it. It's just eggs, bro. It's just eggs. I could put eggs on the floor.
It's just eggs,
I could do that.
You could also draw
eggs,
those edgelord eyes that I used to draw when I was a kid that also feature in the furry Pokemon.
I could get a Sharpie. Yeah, I could get a Sharpie and draw them. One triangle, one sort of, eye bit. I could do it if I wanted to, but I don't because it sucks. It would be a bad outcome for everybody involved.
We'd all be really
including
upset.
me because I have a bunch of eggs on my floor.
One of them's even cracked as well. So you have to crack. Well, they're all cracked, but one of them's completely open. So you have to crack some of them.
Like completely open.
Exactly.
Yeah, and then my ant. Then I'm on the verge of an ant problem, and that would not be good for me.
That would tip the scales. So apparently, execute is actually seeds. That's what they are.
Then why would they call them why do we call it execute?
Or are they?
It's not. Or are they?
The answer to this question is a lot more simple than I'm making it out to be. But I've been rewatching Griffin McElroy's his Nuzlocke run from Pokemon Y, and he pointed out in that they will go to such extents to not give the appearance that Pokemon procreate in those procreation ways that animals tend to do.
That was our topic last week.
Yes, exactly. That's why I'm not going to get too far into it. But he pointed out that he went to one of the daycare centers, and they were like, "Oh, Pokemon eggs, they aren't really eggs. They're more like incubators or something like that." I was like, "You telling me that they don't have eggs? You're trying to go that far out of your way to say that they don't have sex to procreate?"
They're eggs. They're eggs. They're all egg-laying mammals. They're all the platypus of this world.
So, well, I'll let you judge whether they're eggs or not in a bit. But I have some interesting facts that I didn't know about execute that I'll get through first. So all the eggs communicate telepathically, and that raises another question about Pokemon that have several brains and faces and that sort of stuff about whether they are one Pokemon, but I'm sure that's up for philosophers or when I finally start up my my course in Pokemon studies. That's
any day now.
Any day now. University of Wollongong, just call me back anytime. I'd love to hear from you. They have Western civilization studies. Fuck.
It's just the counteract to that.
Yeah.
You can go and study boring Europeans, or you could study egg people in Japanese animes.
Well, I went to the University of Wollongong, and when I was there, I did a course on digital Asian studies, which was just anime and video games, and I spent a lot of time just talking about Dark Souls to the class.
That sounds really rad.
That was fucking great, by the way. My end of year project was a Let's Play channel where I with one of my classmates. Got a bunch of Japanese video games and made Let's Play videos and talked about the differences between like Japanese games and Eastern game design philosophies. Anyway, I digress. So here's some facts about Execute. So apparently the shell is very durable and they can survive even if they're cracked, as you can see. And the more that they're cracked, the closer it is to evolving into...
Their power leaks out?
their Pokemon juice leaks out. I did see a picture that someone drew of someone trying to do the anatomy of an Execute, like what it looks like inside. And I was like, this is great. But I was going to put it in here, but I didn't want to steal. Try not to steal too many people's art, if you can. Or at least attribute it, and I couldn't attribute it to anyone. But yeah, the closer to evolving, the more that they're cracked. Apparently the eggs attract each other and spin around, which I don't know what you could take away from that, but it was mentioned several times.
Interesting egg behavior. I just want a quick comment from our Twitch chat, because we've just missed the most obvious egg pun of them all.
Oh, shit.
It's the Pokemon Eggs and Y episode.
I can't believe I've missed this. I can't believe. I haven't even... Wait.
I can't believe we missed it.
I haven't updated the name of the stream either. Holy shit.
Does it still say this is the fairy episode?
Yeah. I don't even know how to do it within OBS. I'm handing it over to you. If you could change the name to Pokemon Eggs and Y, I would appreciate that.
I'll do it. I'll do it.
Thank you. I'll talk more about this egg. Or these eggs. So if one of them gets lost, it will be replaced the next day.
The next day?
Yes, the next day. And so apparently sometimes if one of them gets lost, they will try to replace it with other egg-shaped things. These are two conflicting statements that came up, so...
I'm astonished that they can find someone to just get in there the next day.
Another egg just lying around. Eggs don't grow on trees. Or do they?
I mean, these ones might. There's all sorts of crazy shit that happens in Pokemon land.
So, I had a look through all the Pokedex entries from all the games to see if it explicitly said anywhere whether they were eggs and seeds, because there's a lot of statements that claim that they're seeds. Even more obvious is the fact that they're a grass type and a psychic. Psychic I can get on board with because they have psychic powers. They can spin around, which obviously is a trait that psychic Pokemon have. So I went through all the Pokedex entries and counted up which ones say explicitly that they're eggs and which ones say explicitly that they're seeds. There were 7 of them that said that they are eggs, and 5 of them that said they're seeds. And the ones that do say they're seeds, they're like... Yeah, but the ones that say they're seeds, they're often confused for eggs, but they're not actually eggs. And then in the other ones, it's like, these eggs like to roll around.
So it could be that whoever wrote those Pokedex entries is just an idiot that bought into the egg lie.
Yeah, the big egg lie.
But then why are they called, like, egg... Wait, egg? I was talking to Mitch earlier today. Actually, we'll come to that one later. It's actually about what it evolves into. Yeah.
So, something else I always thought about when I was playing Pokemon Yellow. There's a pun coming up. See if you can tell when I say it. It's going to be real subtle. So the original sprites, which I've pulled up on the screen now, it really exaggerates how big the scale of
Oh, fuck.
Jesus.
Look how big he is.
Yeah, so it looks like there's one giant egg in the middle.
And then there's like he's the alpha egg.
Yeah.
And then he's the legion of lesser eggs that follow his command.
See, he looks cool like that.
He does.
Like he looks like a boss.
It looks like... Can I say though that the way that each of his little subordinate eggs is positioned, they kind of look like little limbs, like.
Oh, so it's like meh. Yeah.
Yes. Just a little bit.
You've ruined it now.
Just a little bit. I'm sorry.
That's okay. It's not.
Just think I saw. It's like
It's not a fight worth fighting. Meh.
I am. I do have a quick question for you though, and I don't know if maybe the previous slide was better to judge this. Which one is the coolest egg?
The middle one. No, hang on.
The big one?
I'll go back to the. I just
Like
said
on the official art. Like which one? Which is the alpha egg?
no. The actual answer is the one on the far left. He looks like he would split off and form his own.
The one on the far left. Yeah.
Yeah,
he looks kind of grumpy with the crack into his eyebrow.
Yeah, he looks like Riku. Like he would go off and like form his own execute.
Enormous Riku vibes. You're absolutely right.
In case you couldn't tell from watching this show, Riku is my frame of reference for edgelords now because Kingdom Hearts 3 was so recent. But he's not an edgelord in that. Yeah. He's just some dude that's there.
He's just a guy. He's just a guy that hangs out with Mickey.
If you go back and play Kingdom Hearts 1, he is so funny.
Oh my god, I played Kingdom Hearts 1 and the whole time I was like, oh my god, Riku, you suck so bad. Why is Sora even friends with this guy? They're so mean to each other. But Riku especially is mean to Sora.
Especially.
These words have drawn the attention of Mitch. He's not very bad at talking Riku. But he does suck in Kingdom Hearts 1. Yeah. I will die on this hill.
If Mitch can tie Kingdom Hearts into Pokemon, then he's ready. I can allow him to argue his case on this Twitch stream. Yeah. Actually, I'll use any excuse to talk about Kingdom Hearts. I don't care if he wants to do it. I'll discuss Kingdom Hearts with him on stream.
So I just had a comment too from Mike saying that on your Pokemon Yellow sprite, that it looks like the Cuteness King from Adventure Time. Which do you know that the Cuteness King from Adventure Time?
No, I haven't watched heaps of Adventure Time.
I'll send you a link.
All I know is that space. What's her name? Cloud Princess.
Lumpy Space Princess.
Yeah, Lumpy Space Princess, because it's the exact same voice as Squidward. Like, it's the same voice actor as well.
Are you really?
Yeah. Fun. Yeah, go back and watch it, and you'll be like, holy shit. Just imagine Lumpy Space Princess going, SpongeBob, and then you'll be like, oh my god.
I'll have to do that.
So I put the
good tip.
That's right. So I put the new Execute sprite, the 3D sprite, up there because it's the only time where Execute isn't shown at an angle. So you can actually get an idea of the scale, and you're like, oh, it's just a small little boy or girl.
They don't look nearly as threatening.
No. They look like a pile of eggs, which is what they were always meant to be, but they weren't revealed to be a pile of eggs until like 10 years later, which is interesting. Anyway, is it interesting? Who knows? So I'm sure I probably talked about this in the first episode, but I don't know why I don't mind Execute that much. I sort of have a soft spot for it. I don't know why. I'm not going to defend myself, but if I hadn't Execute on my team, I wouldn't be upset.
Yeah. They're just a pile of eggs, though.
But that's probably why I like it, because I like dumb shit. There's no...
I know. You're not alone. Like, one of my really good friends fucking loves Execute. Like, really likes Execute. And he's like, Alola and Execute is the best one ever. Oh, shoot, I should have got him on the show because he really wants to talk about Alola and Execute. Missed opportunity. Actually, fuck, I hope you're not watching this because you'll be upset. It was very last minute. I'm sorry for not inviting you to talk about your favourite Pokemon. Please forgive me. I just thought about that now.
If they are watching it, we can let them into the call. Just get some live reactions.
Live hot takes, please.
So it's also, I was going to include, like, from Gen 1 a bunch of Pokemon that are just items. The only other thing I could think of was Voltorb. So I think Voltorb is based off something that's in the Pokemon universe. So even though I know I just said that I like Execute, but I think you could make a very strong argument that objectively it's the worst designed Pokemon in the first generation.
Yeah.
Not the worst. I mean, Jinx is obviously the worst, but like,
You've also just got like a Pokemon that is just a magnet with a screw in it.
no, but Magnemite's well, Magnemite's a heavily debated topic, I think.
Yeah.
Magnemite's cool.
You-
So, also there was a thing with the name. I never connected the dots that it could also be like the entire Pokemon itself could be a pun on eggplant, because it's
yeah,
it's not that
it's
impressive.
an egg.
It's worth noting though.
So it's just one of those things where, like, when they come up with Pokemon, someone's like, "Oh yeah," and it's a plant, like eggplant, and then they're like, "Oh yeah," like that's the reaction that it would have got.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I would love to know, like, what is the process upon which they start with all these ideas, and then they end up with, yes, we will have the egg Pokemon.
That's a great point. We should try to figure out how that goes, because I'm just thinking about it compared to like the Overwatch process, which I know quite a bit about how, well, not quite a bit, I know a fair bit about how Overwatch heroes are made, and I wonder if that's similar in any way, shape, or form. It's probably like, I like eggs, draw googly eyes on them.
Eggs.
So I have a new segment to replace if there's no Mandarin names that are amusing, because I think the Mandarin name for execute is just egg twice, or the character for egg. The new segment is what the Pokemon says in Mystery Dungeon.
Oh, okay.
Because they all have like voice lines.
I've never played Mystery Dungeon.
Apparently the first one isn't good, and then after that they're like amazing. I haven't played them either. I played Pokemon Rancher. Holy shit, what a terrible experience. Is that what it's called? Pokemon Ranger, not Pokemon Rancher.
I've only ever played like the actual Pokemon games, and I played Pokken. Is that what it's called? Right,
Pokken?
A little bit as a demo. Pokken, yeah, a little bit. That was kind of it.
Have you ever played Pokemon Stadium?
Oh well, yes, but I didn't have a Nintendo 64 when I was a kid, or a GameCube or whatever it was on. So I played it at my friend's house, who I would frequently visit, and it was like awesome. But I was never there long enough to, I think, really get the full sense of it. So I'd like come over, play Pokemon Stadium for 3 hours, and then my mum would be like, "All right, time to go. I've finished my coffee. We're going home now." And I'd be like, "No, I want to play more Pokemon Stadium."
Yeah, I went through a lot of scenarios like that. So yeah, the thing that it says in Pokemon Mystery Dungeon is, "Don't make fun of us because we look like eggs," and I felt very called out by that.
You can't tell me what to do, you dumb eggs.
We've just spent half an hour doing that exact thing.
Yeah, sorry, it's too late for that. And Pokemon Snap, we've talked about Pokemon Snap before. I never played Pokemon Snap, but you have.
Oh yeah. We should do it on stream.
Yeah, we should. I'm really keen to play it because I've seen videos of it. It looks great. We could just do it quickly. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, you can do it in one. You can play the entire game in one sitting if you want. I was actually today, sidebar, looking up how to stream, like if you can stream 3DS games, and you need like a modded 3DS. I'm pretty sure the one guy in the world that made them doesn't make them anymore. So however, if you use an emulator, it's legal if you already own the game, which I do already own all the games.
Well, we're clear 3 out of the woods.
Just saying. I would like to do a...
Saying.
I'd like to do a Nuzlocke run on Pokemon White. If I can get that set up, I can get a good emulator.
That would be pretty cool.
So I can talk about how fucking good it is. So we can't talk about Execute without talking about its evolution, Exeggutor. I would like to know your opinion on Exeggutor.
Yeah. So before we even get too deep into that, how do you say its name again?
Exeggutor?
Yeah, I have just... Ooh. This is what I was saying. I was talking to Mitch about... I was like, yeah, we're doing Execute and Executor. And he was like, what? And I said Executor. And he's like, that's not how you say it. That's how I say it. I don't know how to not say it like that.
All right, I'll try not to make a face every time you say it like that. However, I understand, but it is executor, that is correct.
I know. I know now. I've just been saying like executor, like. Okay, whatever. It's fine.
Look, there's no need to get angry, Bianca. It's okay.
Look, it's fine, all right? James has just commented the executor of my will, which is probably a better way of remembering.
Yes.
Whereas I'm thinking like executor, like it's going to execute you.
Yeah. Which is
anyway. What do I think of it? It's a fat palm tree that looks like it's absolutely blazed out of its mind. Like. It's just having a good time, right?
All three faces are at different levels of being blazed.
Yes. He's just sitting there like, oh.
Like the one in the middle is like at a baseline. The one on the left has the giggles really badly. And the one on the right is like dying.
Yeah. You're still pretty pleased about it.
Yeah. I think Executor's pretty cool. Discuss.
He's all right. Like, he's all right. I don't love it, but he's all right. I feel much better about it than I do about its bloody pile of eggs younger brother.
Yeah.
Mike makes a good point too. What happened to the other two eggs?
Did
they like just get cold? Did they just get cold? They were like, we're evolving and you are kicked out of our egg gang. You need to go and find another execute to join in with.
Yeah, that's where that Riku egg went off to.
Oh, that's right. Probably tried to do it by himself for a bit, and then he realised that he could only do it if he had his friends with him.
He wound up at the bottom of Castle Oblivion. Oh, jeez, wait for that bike to go. Had to fight his way up to the centre to try to find Sora. Man, fuck that game. Jesus Christ. Sidebar. More Kingdom Hearts chat. Did you ever play the Chain of Memories? The remake version of it. It's
no, I just watched a video of it.
One of the worst things I've ever tried to experience. I don't really have much to say about.
James and Mike are saying. I'm just saying, just back on the eggs though. James and Mike are saying that maybe the ones that got kicked out went into Chansey's pouch.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, I very much like that.
So yeah, I don't really have much to say about it, but I do want to talk about Alolan Executor, which I'm questioning myself now. And I would like to know your thoughts.
Cal's going to be so pissed at me. He loves Alolan Executor. I absolutely hate it. It looks so stupid. Oh, there he is! Callum, I'm sorry. There he is.
You can tell him to call in if he wants.
Yeah, I could. If you're if you want to join the call, Cal, I would gladly invite you into this call so you can make your feelings known, because I know how close this cause is to your heart. And there will be no defense offered by me, because I don't like him at all. His neck is too long.
We'll wait to see if Cal wants to join, but I'll move on for now, and then we can come back because I've got a couple of things to say about it. So we have some more egg Pokemon to discuss. There's a handful. I think I might have even missed a couple. Togepi. I have a lot of thoughts because when I was watching the anime as a kid, they introduced Togepi as Misty's pet. It was in like the first season or the first run. It was when Gen 1 had still come out and Gen 2 hadn't come out. I was just like, oh my god, there's a Pokemon from the next generation. And it was really hype. However, Togepi was kind of a shark jump. Well, actually not shark jump. Togepi is the Poochie of Pokemon. Or the Scrappy Doo.
The Scrappy Doo, that's harsh.
They introduced a baby Pokemon. It's like he's like the dill pickles from Rugrats. Like,
yeah,
cheap sort of. I don't know. It's not even comic relief, but it just seemed like they felt they needed to add a cute new character, and Togepi doesn't really provide anything. I guess it sort of was there to show Misty. I'm just thinking about this now. Maybe it was to show Misty maturing because she's looking after this Pokemon constantly, and when she starts, she's like a fiery, angry person. That's the only thing I can think of for why Togepi got introduced. Your thoughts?
He's a cute little baby boy, and I love him.
Okay.
He's so cute. I totally take your point, but he's just so damn cute. And I like the little noises that he makes. I'm not going to try and replicate them on stream, but they're very cute.
Oh, it
and
took
I love them a lot.
Like that?
Yes.
Sounds like Kazooie.
Yes. I can't roll my R's, so I don't really know how to do it, but it's very cute.
It's the same noise that Kazooie makes when you double jump in Banjo-Kazooie.
Oh yeah, it is.
Togepi should probably get its own episode in my eyes. I feel like there's a lot to talk about.
It should, yeah. Well, especially because there's the absolute abomination that is Togekiss, which sucks.
Yeah.
Oh boy, when I went onto Togepi's Bubblepedia page, because I was doing some, background research for this. It was like, oh yeah, there's a picture of Togetic, and I'm like, it looks kind of goofy, but I can get behind it. And then there's Togekiss, which is just like,
it screams that they didn't come up with the idea of Togekiss when they came up with Togepi. They're like, we need to add more shit onto this.
Yeah, it's just like, how many more ideas can we have about this Pokemon?
This insanely popular Pokemon. Like, I feel...
Yeah.
I hadn't even thought about Togepi for a very long time until I googled Pokemon Egg to see what came up. And I was like, oh shit, that was like a really prominent character in the anime in the first season, which is like most memorable.
Yeah. I also have a really, really, really strong memory, and I don't know if this was like some VHS direct to VHS thing that I had, or if it was like part of a movie or something, but there was like a bit where they went to like a Pokemon theme park, like a park or something for Pokemon, and they all just sort of ran riot, and they were being mean to Togepi. Someone was being mean to Togepi, and then like all of Ash's and Misty's Pokemon like had to step in. Do you remember even close to what I'm talking about?
I think you're talking about the featurette that plays at the start of the first Pokemon movie.
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Goodbye, everyone.
We didn't see you. We've done the show now. I knew it. Okay, I knew it because I was trying to I was looking on, on Bulbapedia, I list all their appearances, and I was like, what the fuck was this thing that I watched? I swear to God, it was real. It was real, definitely.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay.
So there's.
It wasn't just a big fever dream that I had. It was a real thing.
No, I remember vividly that featurette because I watched that movie a lot on VHS, and it's at the start of the VHS as well. Too. Yeah.
Yes.
Man.
Anyway, I think that's why I like Togepi so much, because I was like, oh, he's getting picked on.
Okay.
That was sad. You have to be protected. I like him.
Okay, that's fair. I was also just thinking, when we started the show, I wasn't expecting us to have differing opinions on so many Pokemon, and I'm so glad that we do. It works out really well for the show. So
I know. It would be extremely boring if we were both like, yes, I completely agree with what you just said, and I have nothing else to add.
Togepi is great.
Togepi's great. Let's move on.
So there's two Pokemon who are there's a weird part of Pokemon where they're all classified as the something Pokemon. They all come up in the Pokedex.
Yes.
There's two Pokemon that are the egg Pokemon. One of them is Execute, one of them is Chansey. Do you know what Togepi's descriptor is?
I do, but only because I read it today, and I didn't know before, because I would have thought it would be the egg Pokemon, because it makes sense. No. But I do in fact know that it is the Spike Ball Pokemon. What the fuck?
It's like a volleyball.
In what universe? Universe is he the Spike Ball? I'm the Spike Ball.
They don't look like spikes. They look like protrusions coming out of its head.
They just look like cute little hair design things.
Yeah, and it's supposed to be because like to pair with the cracked eggshells as well. How is this a
Yeah.
spike ball? What the
It's not a spike
fuck?
ball at all. And do you know what? It's not even like it's that's where it's going is the spike ball because Togetic is not a spike ball, and
No.
Togekiss is the opposite of a spike ball. Togekiss is like a fucking spherical mass.
It's so round. Couldn't be more round unless it was
So
a ball. So let's move on from this disgrace or beloved Pokemon.
Well,
We're moving
I
on
love
to
him, but okay.
we're moving on to a bona fide disgrace, which is Happiny. It's all happening over here. So for those not in the know, it's the baby version of Chansey, which we all knew we needed. What did they do? Once again, we've got another Pokemon where there's way too much pink. I don't know why I keep bringing these up in all these episodes, but all these terrible Pokemon are like 2 different shades of pink, and that's
They're
it.
just
So is Execute.
fortunately, yeah, actually, fortunately, Happiny or Happiny or
Yeah.
whatever the fuck it's called doesn't give off pink flesh monster vibe, which I know that phrase got used last week, and I love it. Pink flesh monster. Fortunately, it's not a pink flesh monster. It is too pink though. I'm not hating on the pink. It just needs one color that isn't a shade of pink to be involved.
Exactly, and all these Pokemon that I keep bringing up that are pink flesh monsters are literally 2 shades of pink, and that's the only thing in their color palette. It's like, gotta break that shit up somehow, otherwise you're gonna look bad. I just
Yeah.
realized what
Yeah.
Happiny reminds me of as well. Reminds me of Boo from Dragon Ball Z, which I'll quickly look up.
I have to. Sorry, I know we've talked about Dragon Ball Z characters before, and I don't know who Boo is.
There's multiple forms of Boo, so I'm being very risky here by googling shit on stream, but I think that's okay.
Oh, yeah, I know about this character.
Yeah.
I've seen images of it before. I didn't know that there was the fat version and the extremely ripped version, though. I thought they were different.
There's multiple versions. There's the big version. There's the buff version. Actually, I think the buff version is Kid Boo. Actually, if I keep scrolling down here, I'm going to find some
And a
shit on it.
suggestion. Yeah, you're going to find something that you don't want to see. Apparently, we want to look up Android 21 for best Boo.
Android 21. For best Boo?
Apparently.
What?
Oh, I saw you had a bit of icy veins open in the back.
I know. Ah, yes. Android 21 is a character from... from Dragon Ball Fighter Z.
What the fuck, Cal? Why would you tell us to Google this?
Didn't take very long to get lewd.
No.
Let's get
Yeah.
away from here. I also brought up my notes on stream. I can't believe someone's going to fucking read my notes. Oh, well, it's fine. Because I've literally said everything. Anyway, Happiny, go away. Too much going
No,
on,
not
too
a
much
fan.
pink.
Can I just say
Yes.
with Happiny, it gives off, and this is not something that like I don't want to hate on the person that I'm about to name when I say that Happiny reminds me of a certain person, because I actually really like them. But Happiny reminds me of Ariana Grande, like because it's really like it just looks really like cute and innocent, and it's got this big high ponytail.
It's the high
and Ariana
ponytail.
Grande has to have a big high ponytail. I really like her. It's just what it makes me think of. It's all I've got.
It's fine. It's fine. What happens if I type in...
It's got this-
Oh, wait. She has a tattoo of an Eevee, doesn't she? We should get Ariana Grande on the show.
Yeah, we should get her on the show.
I typed in Ariana Grande Happiny and nothing has come up. I also typed it and spelled it wrong.
I'm the first in the world to take this hot take, and I'll stand by it if anyone wants to fight me over it.
Oh, that it's Ariana Grande.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. I was trying to think of just now who the most famous Pokemon fan in the world is. It's probably Ariana Grande, who loves Pokemon. I also know that Ronda Rousey fucking loves Pokemon, and she used to be a mod on like a Pokemon website, like Pokemon fan website,
Funny.
which is really funny to me.
That's crazy.
Um,
Doesn't Ariana Grande? No, not Ariana Grande. Doesn't like Ronda Rousey play WoW or something?
I don't
Used
know if
to?
she
Or is
plays.
that someone else?
Oh,
Oh, Britney Spears. You're right, Cal. Britney Spears loves Pokemon.
does she? I thought you were going to say Britney Spears plays
That's what
WoW.
Callum says.
That'd be so
I would
good.
die if that was the case. That would be insane.
Imagine being in a dungeon.
But like Britney Spears turns
No
up and just says in voice chat, it's Britney Spears.
Yes.
I know Mila Kunis used to play WoW.
Yeah, that's what.
People, it got found out, so she had to stop.
What's her name? Aubrey Plaza. She was in the ad, so I assume she played WoW. I'm pretty sure Aubrey Plaza used to play WoW as well. Anyway, this isn't a WoW show. Although
This isn't a WoW show. This is a Pokemon show. It could be a WoW show maybe one day.
yeah, I don't know what we would talk about if we did the same format but with WoW. Maybe transmogs, which is something that I've wanted to do for a long time. Anyway, you may have seen
The
before.
trial of style.
My fifth trial. Oh, yes, that's what the show should be called when we do it.
The trial of style.
Yeah.
Yes, we should. It's such a great phrase. I love it.
So I included Mr. Mime Jr. here. Nothing to do with eggs. We were just talking about it right before we started streaming and how it sucks.
Yeah, we were.
Um,
Oh, God. Where did we all go so wrong?
when we introduced the concept of baby Pokemon. Also, Togepi isn't a baby Pokemon, I don't think.
Is it?
I don't know.
Sure, I think it is. I'm pretty sure it is.
We'll look it up. But
I'm
anyway,
looking it up. Continue.
Okay.
I'll come back. We'll come back to this.
So Chansey and Blissey? Blissey, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, once again, a lot of pink going on. Chansey, I think, is pretty good though. Sort of has a head that looks like a squashed axolotl, but I think the theme is very the theme is very strong. It's like, here's a good Pokemon that's all about healing. I think I also had a soft spot for Chansey because I had a shiny Chansey Pokemon card, which is also fun. But yeah,
That's fair enough.
it carries an egg in front of it. I don't know if that has anything to do with healing or if it's just to give off a sort of matriarchal sort of vibe.
Yeah. So when I was like reading through like about Chansey to try and discover more about like what's the egg for, like it's weird, right? So it says that Chansey lays several eggs every day, and that's the egg that's in its pouch, and then it shares the eggs with people to heal them, and the eggs are more delicious the more that you look after your Chansey.
Oh, the chances that he had. I thought he meant like the more you look after the egg, the more delicious it is. So you have to love the eggs if you want it to taste good. That would be so fucked up.
That would be so fucked. No, it's like if the Chansey is well looked after, its eggs will be more delicious.
Yeah.
The fact that it lays eggs, which are not like, that then its sole purpose of these eggs is for people to eat to heal them. Like, are these like Pokemon eggs as we know them? Are they like?
Is
Are we
Chance?
just eating? Is this what's going on here?
I'm guessing they're not fertilized. What's the word? What's the word when an egg isn't? Or is it unfertilized?
Fertilized.
Yeah, it just sounds weird because
No,
I was
it is
thinking of
fertilized.
fertilizer. I believe they're unfertilized eggs, like how we eat chicken eggs, is what I hope for.
I'm actually just trying to think. Do you want to join now? No pressure.
Oh yes, okay. I will talk more about Pokemon as I want to
Yes.
do. It also Chansey also has that soft boiled move. It's in Gen 1. It's I think it's the only one that can learn it, as well as Mew. And you have to like surf across a tiny bit of water in Celadon City, and it like heals all your Pokemon. It's fucking awesome. But I honestly didn't think about the fact that the implication was that Chansey was giving you its own eggs, so you could just boil them up and eat them and it would heal you. That's kind of, yeah, I don't know. I'm glad that I brought Chansey into this. I was like, are we going to have much to talk about? Yes.
Yes, no, we are. I found this out when I was reading about it. It's just like it lays its own eggs, which and you just eat them. It's very weird. It makes me feel like much less comfortable than when I turn up at a Pokemon Center and Chansey's there and just like smiling at me.
Probably laying an egg while you're looking at it.
Probably laying an egg, being like, yeah, this is good. Like, it's... Yeah.
Yeah, cool. I can never look at Chansey again now. That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. Mike just asked, what other Pokemon would you eat? He's saying that he would eat Oddish. I think I'd eat Oddish, maybe.
Yeah. Cool.
I feel like I would also eat, like...
the mushrooms on top of the Paris?
Yeah, I would eat those. I reckon I would eat also, like... Actually, no, I wouldn't, because it is my favourite Pokemon. I was going to say Mareep, because it's like...
Oh, no!
Land. But then I was like, wait a second. I love Ampharos.
Don't eat a Mareep. You could eat the banana.
I love them.
You can eat the bananas from Atropius. Or Tropius.
I would eat the absolute bejesus out of Vanillish.
Oh my god, yeah.
Because that's what it's there for.
We can do a compilation of Pokemon that you can eat. Or more like Pokemon that produce their own food. Miltank.
This is... Yeah,
suck on its teat.
Okay,
Wish I didn't say that. Should we go to...
also, just...
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, side note, if you want to jump back to Alolan Executor, Cal's ready and waiting in the wings.
I was just about to say, should we move on to Alolan Executor?
Yeah, let's. Alright, let's, I'm going to patch them in. How do I add people to the ball? My friends. Oh fuck, I need to have them as a friend. I have them as a friend, it's fine.
I'm going to look up pictures of Ariana Grande Happini. I'll try to find her tattoo, actually, while we wait.
Special guest!
Oh god. Oh god.
Hello? Hey, how's it going?
Wait, am I coming through? Am I like massively feedbacking or what?
No, you're good.
It sounds alright to me. Yeah, it sounds alright to me.
Cool. Because I don't have like headsets or things like that, hey.
Yeah, that's okay.
Oh, there's a video.
I'm sorry, I did, Cal's currently split across, I'm
God.
taking up this much, half of Cal's here. If you wiggle over, you could be in one or the other.
Oh, wait, no, you see, I'm perfectly centered on my screen.
No, you are. It's the way that we've done it for the stream.
Hang on, I'll fix
it. We cut you directly in half.
Yeah, just like, oh, sorry, also, repping my boy.
There we go, that's better.
I was wearing this wasn't like, I didn't put on the shirt for the call. I want that on record, by the way.
Alright.
I prefer if you did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm doing way better. I'm gonna
get dressed up to be on stream.
Yeah.
I'm kind of upset now. No, I'm not.
Yeah.
What do you have to say for yourself and Alolan Executor?
Look, I was cautiously optimistic about Sun and Moon, but I literally bought that game for one single reason, and that was because they finally had given the best Pokemon, well, not the best Pokemon, one of the top 5 Pokemon that's turbo-distant, Executor, the respect, I guess, is what I'd use, that Executor deserves, which is to be literally larger and more important than every other Pokemon that can be rendered in that video game. Like I call my Alolan Executor and like Let's Go Eevee, and it literally, like, you can't ever get it all in the frame. It's actually impossible to do in that game.
Yeah.
There's no way that you can set up a camera to actually see that Pokemon, and to me, that's beautiful. You know, like isn't that what it's all about? Really, is having like the tallest of the monsters.
Yeah, he who is the tallest laughs the loudest. The longest?
Exactly.
That's the phrase, right?
Yeah, I say that all the time.
I don't know your thoughts, Bianca. Oh, sorry, go on.
I mean, I did say before, the neck is too long. I worry about the structural integrity. These are the things I think about. I worry about the structural integrity.
Wrong.
Do you worry about the structural integrity of palm trees in your day-to-day life, or is this just like a Pokemon like?
It's just a Pokemon thing. It's just a
Pokemon exclusive fear.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe you need to look at like where your internal biases sort of lay.
I didn't come here to get criticised. I came here to criticise Alolan Executor.
Look, I'm just saying, like, maybe we've all got internal biases, and Alolan Executor is better than all of us, like, in that way.
Maybe I just wasn't ready for Alolan Executor.
I don't think any of us were. I don't think any of us ever will be, to be honest.
Yeah.
I'm still not. Like.
Yeah. So something that I do want to get from you while you're here.
Yeah.
I know you said Executor's top 5.
Yeah.
Who else is up there? Who's up there?
Who else is in top 5? Well, my boy Magikarp, obviously. Coughing is like really good. Like, have you seen a Coughing like with this? Like Coughing just has this smile that's like one of the best things that anyone's ever like designed in terms of character design. I'm really into it. Who else is like top 5?
I think Coughing's design is actually really good.
Yeah.
So.
Well, it's like super simple, but in a way that would like allows it to be so expressive in a way in which I think a lot of the Gen 1 Pokemon, when they move from their like first evolution, they become like intimidating and scary in this way which like loses a lot of charm to them. And you see this continue like throughout other generations, obviously. But like Coughing just has this like charisma to it, where it's just like
it's got big dick energy.
Yeah, totally. It's just a ball of gas that's really stoked to see you and like doesn't give a fuck about whatever you got to like put out there. Man, other top tier Pokemon. I mean, like Drampa. Drampa's pretty cool.
Grandpa.
Sorry.
No, the Dragon Grandpa from Sun and Moon.
Yeah.
Is it not Drampa? Is that not how you pronounce that?
Oh no, you're right.
No, it could be.
You're 100% right. It's Drampa.
Yeah. Totally.
It's like
what's another really good? I mean, like. Oh no, I feel really bad because my number one's still always good. Well, like my like top 5 was still always going to be like everything up to like silver. So it's like Totodile is like the other one, right? Because like
that's fine. Whoa.
Totodile's fucking jam.
Sorry, just keeping you posted on the traffic situation in Farm Talk. There's a traffic jam outside.
If I could interject, if you don't mind, I just.
I'd love if you did.
I think Alolan Executor is great, and it's like a perfect example. If you want to know about Nintendo, how good Nintendo is at marketing things, they put out like Alolan Executor as one of the first Pokemon that came out. And I don't know if you remember, but the internet lost its fucking shit when it got announced, because like it looks funny, and that's the point. It's not supposed to be taken seriously. And then when you find out it's a dragon Pokemon, you're like, holy shit. It's like legit good. I think it's really funny that in every game from now on, they're going to have to find a way to either fit it into a screen or not fit into a screen, and either one is fine. Either one is funny, whichever way they go. And that's it. I think it's great. Oh, also, Executor, apparently, the Alolans believe that this is the true form of Executor, because this is what happens when it gets lots of sunlight, which makes sense. So I'm inclined to believe that this is Executor, and the original version is the Kanto Executor.
Yeah. Well, I think also, like, there's an interesting point that you touched on before, which is, like, a lot of the Alolan forms of Pokemons are really goofy. Like, Alolan Diglett and Dugtrio is, like...
yeah.
Is kind of a mess. But I think, like, Executor, like threads the needle on the, like, being ridiculous, but also being like kind of cool, because it's like they broke their own rule, which is it's like no, you need to be able to like see the Pokemon and understand the Pokemon that like exist in space. They're just like, what if we just made it so tall that you couldn't? Like, we broke our own rule on like how you render out these like items in this space, and to me that's like a really interesting like challenge that they've almost like done to themselves. Just like, and it's literally just, I can't think of any other Pokemon that exists that like in battle you won't be able to see them all. Like, there's definitely a few of the larger like Gyarados and stuff like that. Like, they'll do some like panning around the model to sort of make sure that you can see all of it in different spaces. But I can't think of another one that like exists in that weird space where it's like literally the entire time that it's in the battle you just see the torso of it because the rest is cut off by the screen.
Yeah, totally.
Just, he's too goddamn tall. He's too tall.
A great counterpoint.
Yeah.
Cool. I don't want to get too into it because it deserves an episode of its own. But when you just said like how there's so many Alolan Pokemon that they just sort of went a little bit. They just tried to obviously have a little bit of fun with it and just tried some really like kind of wacky ideas. There's definitely that, like Alolan Persian. What? And then there's sorry, I've lost my train of thought. There's like a Sandslash, which I love how that looks. It looks really, and Muck and
Clear Icon.
I hate Alolan Muck and Grimer. I think
oh no, I love them. I love them all rainbowy. They look like, you know, when you get like an oil, like after a car wash or something, and you get that rainbow pollution crap on the ground.
Yeah,
and it, like
that's
when
what
the sun shines, it's all rainbowy. That's what it makes me think of.
Yeah, and that's beautiful. And Alolan Muck and Grimer are tacky and like poorly like balanced.
And I also just want to bring up, how could I have, I know you mentioned this and I sort of forgot when you said Alolan Dugtrio. I was like, oh yeah, they did have a Alolan version. What was that? Alolan Dugtrio fucking rocks.
Alolan Dugtrio fucks.
Dugtrio categorically
Look at
fucks.
that.
Yeah.
I think that there are some very goofy ones, like, you know, Rattata, Persian, Golem, which looks silly as hell, but there's some really cool ones, I think, too. Like
Persian,
just like the genuine cool kind of alternate forms, which I like.
Alolan Persian is a disgrace.
What? I don't get
I
it.
kind of like Alolan Meowth though. Like,
Yeah, I don't dislike Alolan Meowth.
Alolan Meowth has like some sass going on that like I kind of respect.
And it's like, I respect the idea that they're going to just give it dark typing, because it already had, like, Persian already knew a lot of dark type moves, from what I remember. So, like, they're like a genuine dark type Persian. That sounds really cool, but then it's just got that dumb fucking face.
Well, Alolan Persian looks like it was stung by a bee, and that's a real issue. Like,
or a bee Pokemon.
But the rest of the... It must have. Yeah, it could have been Combi that did it.
I was trying to remember what that bee Pokemon was called.
I would know, right?
Hey.
Yeah.
Fuck Alolan Ninetales is so cool. As soon as I started the game, I was like, no matter what I do, I'm going to make sure to get one.
Oh, yeah, it's cool. It's very cool.
Yeah, we can do it in a Lola episode. I'm just, in case you weren't watching the stream, Bianca, I'm just playing the trailer.
Yeah, I can see you in the background as well.
Hey!
Just Alolan Persian though, it's so silly. Like,
I'm waiting for it to rock up in the
I won't
stream.
keep talking about it. But
Oh,
it's
no.
just...
Go for it. In that 9 Pokemon that hurt my eyes when I look at it, Alolan Persian is one of them. One of the 9 Pokemon I consider to be one of the worst ever, so... I agree
The
with
rest
you.
of its body is so perfectly normal proportioned, it just doesn't make any sense as to why its face is like that.
Yeah.
Like, it's like they've got Persian's body, but with this face, inexplicably, this face. Because Meowth's face is really normal, and then this face is just there, existing, offending me.
Yeah, offending my eyes. We'll get Alolan Persian will get its time in the spotlight. And by spotlight, I mean, like, harsh spotlight. interrogation sort of spotlight.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we've been going for more than an hour now. We can wrap this up.
This has been a really good episode. Thank you for our surprise special guest,
Yeah, thank you.
the James Experience, for
It's been an
joining.
absolute pleasure. It's really, I'm just honoured to be on one of my, top 7 favourite podcasts.
Oh, top 7. We cracked top 7, Brendan. We did it. I'm going to go to sleep, please, tonight.
I'm going to play some WoW. Alright.
So, I guess, any closing thoughts on our egg Pokemon that we want to share?
Oh, yeah. Nothing on egg Pokemon. Maybe Egg Boy. Keep him there. Be a strong egg boy. If you see a Nazi, feel free to egg them. I approve it. I don't give a fuck. I'll say it. I'll fucking say it. That's it.
You'll go there. You'll go there.
And while I'm at it, this Trump guy, angry with him.
Look, you've got a lot of strong opinions, Brendan, and this is the place to absolutely air them.
Hopefully we won't get banned for my controversial remarks.
We can only hope.
All right. Thank you very much for joining
All
us.
right.
That was fucking great, by the way.
Yeah, thanks everyone for joining, and thanks, Cal, for being our special guest.
No worries. It's an absolute pleasure.
Awesome.
Bye.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.